Hello everyone. Today we'll learn about an important topic. Okay, this topic we have not learned directly before, but today we'll learn it again in detail. Okay, like previously we have learned this. Now, today's topic will be journal. So, why do we require journal in the first place? Okay, there are large number of transactions in a company. Okay, so it's like no, in a day you all do so many activities. You all go to college, you all study, you all go to play, you all meet your friends and families. Okay, so you all also have so many activities. So in the similar way, a business also has many activities, and they have to record each an activity, like which how many sales they did, how many purchases they did. Okay, how many goods they did, got in return, how many they returned to other companies. Everything they have to record. Okay, so now it's very difficult to remember all this, so we need to write it. Okay, and how to write it? We need to write it in a sequence. Okay, in a sequence in sense, purchases एक side में, sales एक side में, like that. Okay, so there should be no confusion. You have to segregate all your uh, transactions. Okay, where you do purchases, you have to record it in one book, you have to record the sales in another book, like that. That makes your work very easy. Now, how many transactions are recorded in which book? Okay, that everything is decided with the size and nature of business and volume of transactions. Now, size of business means how much capital they are investing for their business. Now, Tata company or Geo company, I mean Reliance company, all these companies, they have a big size. Okay, their capital is very much. Okay, on the other hand, if you see any cottage companies like cloth companies, those companies that stitch clothes and all, so they are a bit less. Okay, so their size is small. So it depends on the size, it depends on the nature of business. So if it's a manufacturing business, if it's a service type business like any insurance company or anything, banking company, so all that depends. Okay, all that is decided, and on the basis of the size and nature, we decide which type of book we need to record the transaction. And it also depends on the volume of transactions. Now, as I said, size of business. So if the size of business is more, obviously volume of transactions are also more. Size of business is small, then volume of transactions also small. Okay, it's very less. So, all these transactions we need to record in different types of books. Now, we have to decide which book we have to record the transactions. But two books are there which are compulsory. These two books are used by all the companies, no matter of size, nature, or volume of transactions. Okay, so these two books are journal and ledger. Now today we'll be learning about what's a journal. Okay, before that I need to tell you all what are the types of books. Now from when I'm saying types of books, types of books, so there are two main types of books. One is primary and the other is secondary. Now primary में there are two types, two books, not types. Journal proper and special journal. Now journal proper is basically which we are going to learn today. Okay, and special journal has other types of books. Okay, that is special journal includes purchase book. Okay, so any purchases you make, all that will be recorded in purchase book. Sales book में all the sales will be recorded. Purchase return में, if you purchase anything and वो माल खराब निकला, okay, if it's defective, then you have to return it, right? So after you purchase, if any returns you are making to other companies, then that will be recorded in purchase return. And sales return में, when you sell any goods and customer doesn't like it, he or she, the customer, comes and returns the goods to you. So those are sales return. तो वो sales return में this will be recorded. Then there are bills receivable. So if you are going to receive money from someone, okay, so that will be recorded in bills receivable books. And bills payable, if you are going to pay to someone, okay, in future, then those transactions will be recorded in bills payable books. Okay, now these were the primary books. Journal proper, okay, and स्पेशल जर्नल में दिस बुक्स विल अर्न. ओके. अभी सेकेंडरी बुक. ओके. सेकेंडरी बुक में only one book comes, that is journal ledger, that is basically ledger. This will learn in next videos. Okay. Now, what exactly is a journal? So, a journal is a book employed to classify or sort out transactions according to convenience. Now, it's a book employed matlab which is used, okay, to classify or sort out transactions. Now, how to classify, how to sort these transactions is dependent on your convenience. If you feel this the traditional way is easy, then you can use the traditional way. If you all have some other method of of classifying these transactions, then it depends on you. Okay, so it should be according to your convenience. Now this book is called as a journal. The transactions which are recorded in the journal are transferred to ledger. Okay, so if you all remember the procedure that we have learned in the previous videos, okay, एकदम starting में, so that time we had learned about the procedure of accounting. Okay, so in that I had said that journal is the first step, उसके बाद ledger आता है. Okay, you all go and watch that video. If you all want, I can post it in the description box. So second step is ledger. अभी whatever transactions you record in your journal book, that same transactions will be recorded in the ledger book. Okay. And one more thing is there, daily recording or date wise recording should be done. Daily मतलब जब भी transaction होगा, you have to record that transaction in your books of accounts, that is journal में. Okay, and it should be date wise. Okay, so 1st September, today is 1st September, 1st September should be first. Okay, then tomorrow's transactions, that is 2nd September, 3rd September, order में it should be recorded. Okay. Now you all will ask, if ma'am one day if there are multiple transactions, okay, समझो in the morning you all sold 10,000 ka goods, later on you sold 20,000 ka goods, so that also should be in order. First you have to record your 10,000 transaction, then you have to sell your 20,000 transaction. Sorry, you have to record your 20,000 transaction. Okay. Now it is also known as, the journal book is also known as book of original entry, because originally your entries exist in this book. Okay, if in this book you make any mistake, then आगे के every book will carry that same mistake, and finally at the end of the year when we will do the final accounts, that time that same mistake will affect your business books. Okay, so your books will not tally, that is both the sides, debit side, credit side, it should be same. We have learned this before. Okay, so those amounts should be same, they will be not same. Even if it's same, then also there will be mistakes. Okay. Now as we have learned in the previous videos, debit, credit. Okay, your specimen, your journal, which we'll learn in later. It should contain debit and credit, and it should also contain narration. What is narration? So narration is basically a small line that you are going to write, okay, about what the transaction is about. Okay, so for example, if I sell anything, then I will write being goods sold. Okay, then we have learned the special journal. Now we'll learn about the definition given by L.C. Cropper. Okay, he was a person who has given some definitions. Okay, so one of the definitions given by him is journal. Before that, journal, from where does it come? Why does this? Why do we call this book journal? So jour means a day. So journal we call it because in a journal you have to record day-to-day transactions. Okay, daily activities you have to write in this book. Okay, so therefore the name is given. Okay, journal means that is day. Okay, Abhi, L.C. Cropper, what does he say? He says that a journal is a book employed to classify or sort out transactions. Abhi, we read that, okay? It's a book used to sort out or classify transactions as per your convenience for their subsequent entry in a ledger. As per your convenience, you are going to record, and for their subsequent entry in a ledger. As I said, second step is ledger. Okay, these same transactions will be recorded in a ledger book. Huh? So subsequent matlab next. Okay. Now, uh, before we jump into the specimen, we'll learn about the importance of journal. So what is the importance of journal? Why do we use journal? Okay. So journal is a principal book. As I said, it's the first step. So primary step, that is the primary book, principal book. Then it records all types of transactions. Okay, all types of transactions means no matter if it's a purchase, if it's a sale, if it's purchase return, sales return, bills receivable, bills payable, any adjustments you have to make, all the transactions will be recorded in journal book. Okay, then it makes understandable, like no, okay, if I am reading any, if I am analyzing any journal book, then it's understandable for me. Why? Because the transactions recorded are date wise. Okay, फर्स्ट सितंबर फर्स्ट तारीख को ही लिखेंगे हम लोग. ओके, सेकेंड सितंबर के ट्रांजैक्शंस कल ही लिखेंगे. ओके, clarity, it gives clarity. Why? Because of the narration. Now if I directly read any transaction and like for example, if I am making any purchases, so कैसे करूँगी मैं? Purchase account debit to goods account. Okay, but if someone else is reading, what will he understand? What is purchase account debit to goods account? I don't know. So if I write the narration में what I will write, being goods purchased. So okay, हाँ purchase किया है क्या? Okay, ऐसा. So it gives clarity. Then find and prevent errors. Now as I said, a journal, if it's a primary book, principal book, okay, whatever transaction you record here, it will be carried on until the end of the year. If you make any mistake here, that same mistake will be carried on until the end of the year. Okay, so since this is the primary book, whatever error you make, okay, the auditor will directly come to the journal. Journal में he will check. Journal में proper है तो फिर ठीक है. Then he will move on to the second step, that is ledger में जाएगा, and then accordingly he will move on to next books. Okay, if he finds the mistake in journal only, then आप लोग को पूरा सब transactions, I mean not sub transactions, that particular transaction, all the books have to change. Okay, so it helps to find and prevent errors and preparation of final accounts. Now from when I'm saying at the end of the year, so at the end of the year you have to prepare final accounts. So it helps you to prepare final accounts. अगर journal ही नहीं prepare किया, तो how will you prepare ledger book? How will you prepare the other books? How will you prepare the other statements? To ultimately your final accounts, you will not be able to prepare it. Okay, so this is the importance of journal. Now we'll move on to the process of journal. Okay, अभी process में you have to first find what is the source document. Source document मतलब initial documents. Okay, from where you are going to find the transactions which you are going to record. For example, abhi any invoice is there, any bill is there, so that bill or invoice will be a source document. Okay, so उसमें से अच्छा बिल मैं ये परचेस किया था मैंने इतने इतने हजार के गुड्स में आई हैड परचेस्ड. Okay, so that will be a source document. So from there you will pick the transaction. Okay, you will pick the transaction as certain the two accounts. अभी purchase किया है, क्या purchase किया? I purchase goods. So my two accounts will be purchase accounts and goods accounts. Okay, now we'll classify the transactions. Classification of accounts. Classify these two accounts. Purchase account कौन से इसमें आता है? Nominal account. Okay, goods account कौन से इसमें आता है? That also comes in nominal account. Okay, so you are classifying it. Okay, classify करने के बाद you are going to ascertain the two effects. Two effects मतलब debit and credit. So purchase किया है, nominal account है मतलब expense. Okay, so expenses what you do? Debit. Okay, goods you have received, of course purchase किया है तो you have received it. तो it's a gain. Okay, so अभी gain है तो you are going to credit it. बराबर? So these are the two effects. You ascertain the two effects and then finally you will write the journal entry. Now journal entry, how will you write it? So it's based on the specimen. Abhi, what is a specimen? It's also called as proforma. Proforma means basically you call it a format. So if any theory subject is there, you ask your teacher, right, ma'am, how to write the answer? What is the format to write this answer? So that format basically we are going to learn. Okay, that's also called as specimen. It's also called as proforma. So what is the format? First we will write the date. Okay, so date will be in the form of year, month, and उसके बाद date लिखेंगे. So today is 1st September 2025. So in our journal book, how will you write it? 2025 slash month कौन सा है? September है. So month you will write 09. Okay. So 09 लिखने के बाद फिर से will give a slash and then date. So date, what is the date? 01. So basically you will write 2025 slash 09 slash 01. Okay. Now particular. अभी particular में what we will write? We will write the debit account. We will write the credit account. What we learned here? Ascertain the two effects. Okay. So debit कौन सा account किया है? Purchase account. So debit to goods account. Okay. Two compulsory है. Right. You have to write two. Without writing two, you cannot write the credit account. Okay. Otherwise, it will be considered as a debit account, and your answer will uh, answer will be wrong. Okay. Then narration. Being is the initial word, which is also compulsory. Credit में two compulsory है. Narration लिखते time being is compulsory to be written. Okay, being के बाद मिलता है being goods purchased. Okay. Now LF. LF is basically the page number. Okay, page number of ledger folio, not this one. Okay, इसका होता है JF, which you will write in the ledger book. That will learn later. अभी this transaction on which page number have I written in the ledger book? तो ledger book में समझो page number 3 पे I have recorded this transaction. तो here I will write 3. Okay. Debit rupees and credit rupees. अब ये amount में लिखना जरूरी है in the number form. Okay, 1, 2, 3 that you have learned na in the first standard. So that, okay, not in the words. So this is the specimen. So what we have learned today? We have learned that there are many transactions in a business. Okay, whenever you start a business, there are many transactions. It's very difficult to remember all those transactions. Okay, so what do? We record it in the books. अभी कौन से book में record करना है? So there are many types which we have learned. Primary, secondary. Primary में we have journal proper. Okay, and then we have special journal. अभी special journal में there are purchase books, sales books, purchase written books, sales written books, bills receivable book, and bills payable book. Okay, then we learned secondary books, that is journal, ledger. Okay, that's the second step. Then we learned the definition. Okay, why is journal required? It's for your convenience. You sort the transactions based on your convenience. Okay, importance, it's a principal book. Okay, it includes all types of transactions. It makes it understandable. Okay, because it is recorded date wise. Clarity, narration की वजह से मिलता है हम लोग को. Narration is basically a small information of what the transaction is about. Then journal book also helps to find and prevent errors. Okay, or finally it helps to prepare final accounts. What's the procedure? Procedure is you have to find the source document. You have to ascertain which transaction you want to record. You have to ascertain which two accounts are included in that particular transaction. Then the two effects, that is debit and credit. And then finally you have to write the journal. Okay, journal entry, date लिखना है in the form of year, month, date. Particulars, debit or credit you have to write, and you have to also write being. Okay, that is the narration. Okay, abhi credit, it should start always with the word to. Narration, always it should start with the word being. Okay, then you have to write the ledger folio, page number, debit and credit ka amount. So I hope you all have understood this, and thanks for watching the video. Please like, share and subscribe.